and welcome back to the Blonde Café Podcast. I'm your host, Brooke Villanueva, and I'm your 29-year-old millennial gal just out here living my best life. And I'm here to help give you the tips, tricks, and tools to live your best life. And welcome back, and welcome if you are new here. Welcome to the Blonde Cafe. This is your best friend, big sister corner of the internet. And we're here to tell you that all of your Delulu dreams are actually possible. Because we believe over here at the Blonde Cafe that you can have everything you want in life. And life is meant to be fun. Life is meant to be enjoyed. Life is meant to be lived and loved. And we're here to do the damn thing, baby. So welcome to the freaking party. I'm so happy you're here. Today's episode is unscheduled programming. I have an ever-growing list of podcast episodes that I think about randomly and write them down. Today's episode is none of those because I have a life update. This is just a catch up. This is a life update. This is a little inspiration for you to go after your dreams and get whatever you want in life because life is too damn short, baby. Life is too short to spend it in a job you don't love, in a relationship that doesn't fulfill you, in an environment that doesn't light you up. Life's too short. You're supposed to enjoy it. We don't know how long we're here on this earth, so you might as well enjoy the freaking ride, okay? So, today, I have taken a chapter out of my own book, and I am officially announcing that I am changing jobs. So if you don't know, I also have a 9-to-5 currently. It's now switching to a 7-to-3, which is still a typical corporate workday schedule, especially if you're on the East Coast or in a military town. If you know, you know, everybody operates from that same government military schedule, 7-to-3 usually, which is great because I'm a morning person. So here we are. It kind of flows because my energy drastically dwindles after 3 p.m. My new job is working with KB Design here in Virginia Beach, and she is a professional interior designer. So she designs commercial spaces, residential spaces, everything in between, restaurants to care facilities to people's homes, and I get to do all of the sales and marketing. So my technical title is Director of Client Experience and Brand Strategy. So I get to help from the ground up, from everything when somebody calls for an initial, 15-minute just exploratory call, trying to figure out, if we're a good fit, what they need, and what we can provide for them. And then we take them through the consultation process. We go visit their location, whether it's a home or a business. We go to their live location. We take some notes. We see what we can do. I work directly with the interior designers. Then we give them a proposal, and then we move on from there. So I get to do also all of the social media, all of the marketing. I get to do it all. And I'm so freaking pumped because that is my bread and butter. I am truly, truly passionate about interior design. I've always been passionate about the way that your environment affects you. If you don't know, I have multiple podcast episodes on this. You can go through the list. And I have some from earlier this year, actually interviewing Katie Beth from KB Design. And I also have some way back when just talking about how your space affects your mood. It does, guys. It does. And the more that you're in a creative space, the more that you're in a space that you really, really vibe with, the one that you really, really love and it inspires you, it's like a breath of fresh air. Think if you've ever been on vacation and you feel so much more alive in the environment, it's because you're out of your traditional environment. And chances are, unless you hire an interior designer, your home is probably not the most reflection of like your dream home. Maybe you have curated it. If you have, congrats, baby. Drop all your tips below. But if you haven't, sometimes it takes getting out of your own space to really feel like you're a new person, to feel a fresh perspective, to get inspired, to get creative, to learn to love your life again. And so I'm so excited to help people do that. I am so, so stoked. Think about whenever you go to a restaurant and it just immediately captivates you. You look around, you see the beautiful, whether it's wall art, chandeliers, whether it's window treatments, curtains, things like that. So the ambiance truly sets the tone. And same goes with your home. If you are in an environment that is cluttered or is not quite reflective of the person that you want to be, that's where you got to make some changes. I'm so excited to help people do that. I truly am so freaking passionate about it. And the work, seriously, it lights me up. And I love working with Katie Beth, of course. I cannot say enough good things about this new position. And I am so freaking excited. I am so stoked. Of course, I am not dropping you guys here at the podcast. This is also my life goal. So this podcast is long-term, baby. This is ebbing and flowing as we go along. And I'm just so excited to bring so much more content to you guys because I am feeling so inspired in my own personal life. I know these episodes are going to be so much more fun, so much more passionate because I'm truly being lit up by the work that I do. And, my perfect 9 to 5, honestly, is doing something that I love and that I'm passionate about. I get to not only do it with Katie Beth, KB, and her team, and I also get to do it with my podcast and building my media empire. So happy to bring that energy to you all and practicing what I preach. Because over here at the Blonde Café, if we talk about getting out of a job that you no longer love. We talk about going after your dreams, even though you're scared, even though you don't know the outcome, even though it might look a little bit different than what you're used to. We talk about it, doing things, even though you don't know what the hell you're doing. And so that's where I decided to take a page out of my own book. I took a chance. I reached out to Katie Beth directly, and now here we are. I didn't know where it was going to lead. We've been working together for a while. We've known each other for a while, but I realized that my previous job was no longer aligned for me. I wasn't really vibing with working from home anymore. I love working from home. I love getting to do it in a hybrid environment where if I can work from home, I can, but not forcing myself to. I swear to you, I have wore out the chairs at Starbucks probably because I have been day in and day out just trying to get interaction with people because I'm a people person, y'all. I love talking. That's why I have this podcast. I love being around other people, being in inspirational spaces and getting to connect with somebody that has like-minded dreams. And so, it really just started to become clear to me that my previous job, it was no longer lighting me up. It was no longer growing me in the ways that I wanted to be stretched and the ways that I wanted to be grown. And it was getting lonely. I'm not going to lie to you. Like working from home, working remote has its perks. I just need something that's a little bit hybrid, that's also in person to where I can go to talk to somebody in person. I can go to an office. I can go on site to different job sites and learn and grow and not be sitting at my computer 24/7. That was also a big thing too, where I felt like my creativity was getting stifled because I was consistently online. Because I'm recording this podcast, I'm creating content for this channel, and I love to scroll on Instagram, Pinterest, what's the other one? TikTok. I love to scroll on the platforms for fun. I love a good video, a funny video, an inspirational video. I love looking at outfits, looking at homes, looking at all the good things that can come out of social media. I no longer was enjoying because I was on it 24/7 and I had to do this creative output with no real human interaction. And that gets on you, that wears on you. And I'm not knocking anybody that has a remote job, like full time, that absolutely loves it, because I truly, truly loved it when I first started at my previous company. I loved it. That was 3 years ago, almost exactly to the date. And I was so excited. And then it was like little things here and there just kind of chip away. And it didn't feel like it was any longer for me. So I left with grace. I'm finishing out my last week and a half now. Actually, today would be 1 week from now. I will be fully transitioned out of my previous job. And it's new beginnings. It's new horizons. It is time to take chances. It is time to try something new. It is time to allow myself to do something different and allow myself to learn and to find something else that I'm good at. I know that I'm good at social media. I know that I'm good at marketing. And now I get to do it for somebody and a company that I am truly so passionate about. I'm so excited. Who doesn't love beautiful spaces? I mean, we have talked about redoing this entire podcast studio multiple times, which I'm still not even perfected yet, but I'm learning. And not to mention, I get to learn all of these different home decor and home design tips along the way. So who doesn't want that? I'm so lucky and so blessed and so thrilled with this new transition. And I can't wait. So I'm taking you guys along on the journey. I am showing you that it is possible to make that jump, make that change, even if it's something that you're on the fence about. Knew that it was time to leave my job, but I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know if that was doing social media and marketing for another company. I didn't know if that was doing something completely different and out of my wheelhouse. I didn't know if that was doing my own freelance marketing full time. I didn't know what that looked like, but this opportunity, the stars truly aligned. And in my head, I'm like, I have no doubts that this was meant to line up the way that it was. You never know what's on the other side. You never know how things are going to go once you get there. But that's the entire point. The entire point is taking chances, betting on yourself, telling yourself that you are good enough to have something that you actually love and that you actually enjoy doing. And it's no longer, where we have to stay at a dead end job because we don't know what else to do. The internet exists. You don't have to have a job that involves the internet at all, but you can use the internet to look up different jobs that you might be good at or that you might love. And especially, I'm talking to you, and you can do it no matter what age you are. You want to set up the systems in your life to where you can make changes. You can figure it out along the way and just trust in the process. Even if your next step isn't something that you're completely in love with, at least you're putting one foot in front of the other, making moves. You're trying something new. You're trying something different. Even if it doesn't light you up, you're still making that choice to find something that does light you up. And it's taken me steps and steps to get here. And now I get to finally be here. And I'm saying this all to say that you can do it too. You can go after something that you love. You don't have to stay in a job that you no longer like. Even if you liked it at one point, stop trying to romanticize it. If it truly no longer fits for you, if you've tried to romanticize it and you're just not getting through, maybe it's time for a change. That's honestly how I knew. I kept trying to make things better and make things different and was going to coffee shops to sit and try different spots. I was doing things at home to try to make my office more cozy. I rearranged my office like 3 times. I got a new monitor to try to make it a little bit better. Tried listening to podcasts, tried listening to different music. No matter what I did, I kept landing on the fact that this job no longer was aligned for me and no longer lit me up. It no longer made me excited. And I was simply going through the motions every day. And then I asked myself, is this a company that I want to grow with? Is this a environment that I want to grow in? And to be honest with you, my goals did not align with what I wanted to do in life. There wasn't an opportunity for that at that company. And, I was doing sales and marketing for technology and the telecom industry. And to be honest with you, it's not as sexy as interior design. It's not as exciting to me. I'm not as passionate about fiber internet as I am about creating a space that people love to be in. And now I get to do something where I get to spread my wings, I get to have creativity, and I get to work with awesome people while I'm doing it. So if you don't know, now you know. That is my life update. And I wanted to share it with you. I know I've missed a couple weeks of podcast episodes because I have been going through this transition and I got sick again. I keep having this recurring cold and I've been super nasally, breathing out of my mouth for the last 2 weeks. So I have missed y'all, but I am so freaking stoked because I know that this podcast is just going to go up from here because I'm getting to do what I love to do during the day. I'm getting inspired by environments and spaces and people that I love to be with and I love to be around. And I get to bring that to you. I don't even know what these next episodes are going to look like. I don't even know what this journey is going to look like. But all I know is that the stars aligned. I couldn't pass it up. Everything just so happened to fall into place. Really, truly tells you that if you believe you can do something, you just got to take the first step. Even if you're scared, even if you're nervous, even if you're not sure what the hell it looks like afterwards, you just got to take the first step and see what happens from there. The universe tends to work in your favor, honestly. And if you choose to believe that, it will continue to work in your favor. Versus if you choose that the universe is always out to get you, or everybody is always out to do you wrong, or, if nobody cares about you, or if you're just stuck in the same old status quo, not enjoying your job, not enjoying your life, and not enjoying the people that you're around, you can choose to believe that. But tell me how you feel every single day when you wake up and you get dressed. Tell me how you feel at noon every single day if you're hating your job, hating your life, not enjoying it. Tell me how you feel. And then I challenge you to try something new, even if it's the smallest little thing, saving jobs online, reaching out to a friend, letting them know that you're open for work. Even if it's just that little thing, I guarantee you will feel different. You will feel different internally and externally. I promise you that. You will have a light lifted off your shoulders, even if you just take the tiniest ounce of a step forward. Update that resume. Don't even update it. Just get it out and look at it. Maybe start jotting down what you do for work and then having ChatGPT organize it for you. You don't have to make giant, massive decisions all at once. Start with the tiniest, littlest baby step. Find your old resume, or if it doesn't exist anymore, create a new one. Start writing it down. Ask your friends what they think you're good at. Ask your coworkers, even maybe your boss. You don't have to tell them it's for your resume. If it's something where you want to grow in that company, then do it. Put your neck out there. And it's okay. You might get told it's not the right time, but you at least tried. And you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. I reached out to KB. I didn't know what this was going to come about, but here we are now. And I'm just so excited about it. I can't wait. Seriously, it's like that pinch me moment. I have preached for years and years and years that your space dramatically impacts your environment. My husband probably can tell you, he's probably really annoyed by it because I talk about how clutter affects you. I talk about how, dusty shelves and dirty things affect you. I talk about how, if you're not inspired, and the perfect example is when you take a vacation and you walk into a nice hotel room and you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Or even Airbnb, if you want to be more modern nowadays, and you go into a different space and suddenly you just feel electric. That's what I get to give to people. And I get to do it also on social media. And I get to, be a part of that and get to showcase these beautiful spaces. What more could you want? I'm so over the moon. I am so excited. And I'm so excited to grow this podcast with you guys too, because the more that I grow, the more that I get to serve you and the more that I get to give you the amazing advice and output. And I'm not even saying my advice is the end all be all, but I get to put that little nugget of inspiration in your brain. Because chances are, if you've made it this far in the episode, you're not here by accident. You want to change something in your life. You want something a little bit better for yourself. Maybe you see it online, because Lord knows we are chronically online, like I said before. Maybe you see it online and you see something that somebody else is doing, and maybe they're traveling and you don't have the money to travel, but you really want the money to travel. Or maybe you did get the dream job, but you're not really sure where to go from here, or you're nervous to ask for a raise, or you're nervous to ask for whatever that next position looks like for you. Maybe you're nervous. I'm here to tell you that it's okay. You can do it even though your palms are sweaty, your knees weak, your arms are heavy. You can do it. I have asked for a raise, sweating buckets, to the point where the person that I was asking asked if I was okay because I was shaking so much. A, because I had barely slept the night before. B, because I had probably drank maybe 3 cups of coffee already that morning because I was so nervous and jittery. And C, I was sweating profusely because I was entirely so nervous that I knew what shirt to wear. I knew to wear all black. I knew to wear, a shirt where you weren't really going to be able to see the pit stains. I wore a high collared shirt because I tend to break out in rashes when I'm nervous. Literally, my arms turn red, my chest turns red, my face turns red, my neck, everything. And I have done stuff where I am literally turning into a tomato, sweating uncontrollably, my voice shaking, and I still did it. And if I can do it that way, you can do it too. I did get the raise. Even if I did it, I was going to know that I put myself out there. And that's all you can do. Sometimes that's all you need. Even if you fall down, you get back up, you dust yourself off, and you keep going. And that's how you build confidence. I've said that before, and I've said it again, y'all. Truly. Pause. About, the beginning of my career journey, you can go back and listen to episodes from 2022. If you're on YouTube, I don't have them that early because I did not start YouTube until 2025. So that is my 2 cents. That is what I'm trying to say, y'all, is that you just can do it if you take one step in front of the other. I say that on every single episode for a reason. You can do it scared. You can leave that relationship that no longer aligns with you. You can leave that job that no longer aligns with you. You can leave that apartment that is dusty and you got cockroaches and you're not even sure what kind of bugs are hanging out on your back porch, but they won't go away. You can leave it. Life is meant to be loved. Life is meant to be enjoyed. If I could shout that from the rooftops, I would. You can go after your dreams. I don't even always get what I want. Sometimes life slaps you in the freaking face and you have to get back up and pretend like it didn't happen and keep on going. I'm not saying pretend like it didn't happen as in don't acknowledge your emotions. Please do. Please acknowledge your emotions. Please get help if you need it. All for therapy, all for taking care of yourself when you need it. I am saying, though, that at some point, you have to keep going. You have to keep moving on. You can't lay in bed every day. You can't just give up, essentially. Please don't. And if you've clicked on this video, if you've clicked on this episode, chances are you need that little boost. And that's why you're here. So I'm here to give you that little boost. And I'm not even saying that everything is going to be gravy. Even if you do take a chance, even if you do take the next step, it might not be a step. But at least you took it and did something. You at least put that momentum in the air and put that energy in the air, and a body in motion stays in motion. So you get there, you figure it out. If it works, it could be your next dream job and you figure it out. If not, you keep moving and define your next dream job. That's what you got to do, guys. And if you've been here through the podcast since 2022, this is now the 3rd career move that I have made. Yes, I am the typical millennial statistic. I am 29 years old, graduated college in 2018. This is now my 3rd job outside of college. Yes, I am a statistic and I am damn proud of it because we are not in the old days where people stayed at companies for 45 years. Now, if you love it, stay there forever. But if you want a challenge, if you want to grow and you want to learn, then you got to make some moves sometimes. And maybe you do stay with that company forever and there is nothing else in this world that I want to do. By all means, keep on keeping on, baby. Keep on being amazing. Keep on enjoying your life. But if there is something that you like, even if you didn't go to school for it, or if it's tugging on your heartstrings, or if you just want a new change of pace, go after it. Do it for yourself. And if you need backstory, go back to the episodes in 2022. Started this podcast in May of 2022. Fast forward, left that job at November of 2022. Fast forward, was there until now this November. And here we are. And I get to bring it to you guys and I get to document it along the way. If you're watching on YouTube, you won't have those older episodes because I just now started recording video in 2025. But if you find it on Apple Podcast or on Spotify, it's there. I'm not erasing nothing, okay? Because I think it's really important to kind of share the journey and share it with others and tell people that, you get to ebb and flow. You don't have to be the same person that you were 3 years ago. 3 years ago, you're going to hear me say on this podcast how excited I was about that job. I loved it. It served me very, very well up until it didn't. And then it kind of was this thing that kept building and building where I kind of felt like, okay, yeah, tech and telecom, that's not sexy. That's not interesting. I mean, it's interesting, but it's not like I get to do marketing for interior designers. I came from hospitality and travel agency. That's pretty fun. I also did an internship at a concert venue. Those are the genuine things that people enjoy. People don't enjoy, learning about fiber internet or the fiber optics that go into different transformers. People don't typically enjoy that, but if you do, okay, different strokes. I got you. And that didn't light me up, but everything else about the job at the time did light me up. So I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I can learn about 500 megabits internet. I can learn about dedicated internet access. I don't care. But then as time went on, it's like, okay, I loved working remote and it did give me a lot of flexibility. And that job did have a lot of perks. I had unlimited PTO, a really, really nice paycheck. I had the ability to work from home or literally wherever. I worked from Mexico. I worked from, I was going to say Canada. I didn't work from Canada. I worked from Ohio. I worked from California. I worked from literally everywhere in between. And that was amazing. That was awesome flexibility. Then that kind of started to get to me. Being remote 24/7 wasn't necessarily something that I continued to love and enjoy, because I started to notice that I did get lonely throughout the day and I did lose a little bit of my personality because, you keep that personality by interacting with people and by going outside of the house and having new experiences, even if it's just talking to somebody new. And so I was trying to recreate that at the coffee shops as best as I could, and it just wasn't adding up. And then on top of, I learned the industry. No, there's no way I knew everything about the telecom industry. Still don't, probably never will. But it was that on top of a couple other things that I finally realized, hey, it's time for something new. It's time for a change. And then I started working on my podcast more. I started working on my freelance marketing business more. I started reaching out to people, letting them know I was available. And then what do you know? Now I get to do something that is truly a passion of mine, that I get to combine my passions, putting your best foot forward in the interior design space and also putting that out online and getting to change people's lives for the better. What more could you want? I really do love marketing. I really do love sales. I love social media. I really do. I think it's so powerful and such a good tool. As much as people want to harp on it, I agree. It can be a detriment, but it also can be a good thing. And I'm here on that good corner of the internet. And you are too, if you're listening to the Blonde Café. So I'm going to stop rambling, y'all, but thank you so much for listening. If you are still listening, I don't even know how long this episode is, to be honest, but thank you so much for being here through this journey. I can't wait to continue to take you all with me. This podcast is not going anywhere. Don't be afraid. It's only going to get better and better because I'm going to have better and better experiences. So stay tuned. Big things on the horizon. Thank you guys so much for listening. Go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I don't know. Send me a carrier pigeon, whatever the heck you want to do. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks, y'all. Bye, guys.